The return of face-to-face diplomacy after a long hiatus, albeit behind masks, handshakes swapped for elbow bumps. The family photo requiring the widest of wide lenses. But despite tight protocols for all attendees, including daily COVID tests for delegates, the Indian team confirmed 2 of its diplomats had tested positive, forcing the entire mission, including the country's Foreign Minister Subrahmanyam Jaishankar, seen here with the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken on Monday, into self-isolation. Speaking in Northern England before arriving at the G7 in person later in the day, the British Prime Minister insisted the show must go on.
I think it's very important to try to continue as much business as you can as a government. We have a very important relationship with India, with our G7 partners. As I understand it, what's happened is that the individuals concerned are all isolating.
India isn't a G7 member, but it is increasingly a pivotal ally of the group as a trade partner for the United Kingdom, especially post-Brexit. And secondly, as a regional security ally in the face of an increasingly aggressive China. India, meanwhile, has been looking for greater international support in tackling the crisis engulfing the country, with the promise of oxygen concentrators and ventilators from Germany, the UK and others. The virus has been on a long list of topics covered during the summit, with the G7 promising to boost support for the UN's COVAX scheme, aimed at getting vaccines to some of the world's poorest countries. Of the 1 billion doses delivered worldwide, only 1% has so far gone to low-income countries. In a final communiqué, ministers also pledged to support peace efforts in Syria to the Sahel, Ethiopia to Eastern Europe, and to restore a rules-based international system in the aftermath of the Trump administration and Russia and China's more aggressive foreign policies.
We stood up for open trade. We've agreed a series of concrete, tangible mechanisms to promote human rights and democracy around the world. And we broaden, if you like, the scope of the normal G7.
But the in-person absence of India from the summit will inevitably force host, the UK, to rethink COVID protocols ahead of the G7 Leaders Summit in June. A reminder that while many rich Western democracies are beginning to emerge from the pandemic, others remain in the midst of a deepening crisis. Neave Barker, Aljazeera, London.